Stephanie from milkshed.com, and I'm mostly excited, a little bit nervous, to be recording my first YouTube video for you. It might actually just be for me and not for you, and nobody's gonna watch, but that's okay. So the reason that I'm doing it is I was actually interviewed for a podcast recently. This guy found me through my blog. Maybe it was one of my knitting projects that I shared somewhere, and he wanted to chat about knitting. And I was like sick to my stomach, panic, totally nervous, but it ended up going pretty well. I had a lot of fun coming up with my answers. I had a lot of fun talking to him. We got along great. I think it turned out really well. We don't actually know yet, because it's not going to be coming out for a few more weeks. But once it does, we can see how well it went or not, in which case just don't tell me. The other reason that I'm doing it is that I guess it goes this way, my first Fiberista Club subscription came in the mail yesterday, and it has taken everything I have to not just like immediately open it up and freak out. I've been watching these YouTube like unboxing videos lately, and I'm just super into them, and I don't really know why. And then we've been talking about yarn clubs on the blog, and there were a few things going on that I had some more thoughts on it, and I wanted to chat about that. And yeah, so I made a few notes because I can just talk for days, like no stopping me. So if I look down like a creep all the time, that's why I'm doing it. Don't judge too harshly. The other thing is I did like a trial run last night because I have this beautiful computer that does all these things that I like totally don't take advantage of. And I was like, maybe I should try this out before I just put something on YouTube. And my husband was like, whoa, you talk so fast. You need to slow it down, like take a breath after every sentence. So I am going to try my hardest to like dial it back a little, not get so riled up, and we will see how this goes. So I did a roundup of yarn clubs on my blog recently. I picked through like the 4 options that I'm most familiar with, and we talked about what they're really all about, what are the perks, what are the maybe some negatives, like what kind of selections do you have to make before you get these, the relative costs. And in the process, I kind of wanted to research, so I sort of knew what I was talking about, and I started watching these unboxing videos on YouTube. I won't mention the brand because it's not the one that I ended up subscribing to, but these videos, you guys, like, I don't know why I find them so interesting, but I love it. And now I found these like knitters and crocheters and makeup artists, I don't know, on YouTube that I'm following and I'm subscribing to. And I think I finally get why people use YouTube so much. My husband sometimes watches these like gaming video, like people playing video games on YouTube, and I make so much fun of him for it. I'm like, why are you sitting on YouTube watching other people play video games? But I think I get it now because apparently I like watching videos about yarn. So, I don't know. Back to yarn clubs. When I did this roundup post, I honestly didn't expect to subscribe to one of my own. If you read the blog, which not many people do, we've been talking about like a yarn stash. Why do I have so much? How can we be a little more intentional about the kind of stuff that we buy? Like, how can I encourage myself to maybe finish some projects before just like barreling through onto the next one? So I mean, it's counterintuitive for me to just like, oh, just kidding, I'm gonna buy more stuff. But I think I finally realized that for me, getting a surprise in the mail, it kind of curbs that desire to just like buy stuff all the time or like see a sale or walk into a yarn store and be like, I gotta have it all. So that's the theory here. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I did month to month. So I used to do Birchbox and Ipsy, and I kind of found like I would pay in advance for the discount, but then it left me hanging on a little longer than I really should have. So with this, you know, we're going to try it month to month. We're going to see how it goes, and maybe I'll have less of a desire to just buy yarn absolutely constantly, in theory. If the lighting is different on this part, I apologize. My husband just got back with the bed that we bought ourselves for Christmas. They sent a semi to deliver it, not realizing that the roads out here, you really can't take semis on. So we had to like go pick it up in town and bring it back out here, and then I made him some lunch. So I'm back to it. So my parents were in town recently for the holidays, and I was talking to my mom, and she mentioned a yarn club. I was like, there's a lot of this going on lately. So the one that she's thinking about doing was called Buffalo Wool Company. It's 12 skeins, one skein a month, and unlike all the other yarn clubs, it's actually the exact same yarn every single time. It's just a different color. And I was like, that's my biggest hesitation with doing this is the color, honestly, more than anything. You know, I really worry about getting novelty yarns because I'm way not into those. But other than that, on colors, there's like all these colors that I love. And then just a few colors that are, if I'm not into them, I'm like really not into them at all. So I love like blues and turquoise and pinks, hot pinks, some yellows, it depends, grays, naturals, some tans and browns, all of that. On the purples and greens, I've come around to like really vibrant ones, but if it's like sage green or like lavender, no way, no how, can't do it. So I'm telling her this and I'm realizing, wait a second, I love all these colors and you love all these colors, and we have maybe like a few areas of overlap, but not really that many. So, you know, if she gets a hot pink or a turquoise, that's me for sure. If I get some like crazy rainbow or an orange or a red, that's her. It's perfect. So once we realized that, she went ahead and subscribed to the Buffalo Wool Company yearly subscription. It's actually, I think it's $27 a month is what it works out to, which is way less than any other club that I've found. You only get one skein, but I think it's 400 yards of fingering weight, which is definitely enough to make some socks, to make, I would do like a pair of mittens or gloves. We've read about it's actually partially buffalo, like down, I think, which is naturally water repellent, but also apparently super soft. So I'm really interested to see what she got. So she has more than enough yarn, like way more than me. She lets me like dig through it and take whatever I want whenever I'm home. So we kind of roughly, and she's doing the same thing on the yarn stash, by the way. She's trying to, they just built this new house at their farm. So she's trying to be a little more intentional about what she has and trying to kind of like work through what she has. She says she has enough for a lifetime. So we kind of roughly agreed that we would sort of split hers depending on the colors. And then mine really is just for me. I paid for it. But if I get something that's like cannot deal with at all, now I know I can just give it to her. So that kind of takes a lot of the pressure off. So her yarn actually came yesterday and she texted me a picture of it. And it is this just gorgeous Kelly green. And I was like, I want it, but you know, it's hers. So she actually offered it to me, which I'm super pumped about. It's a color that we both love. So it was like, who's going to get it? But she just got a green shawl in this swap that she did. So she offered it up, which I'm super excited about. So yeah. So let's get back to this box, which is the reason that we're really here. I was on Instagram over the weekend because it's just what I do with my time. And somebody posted a spoiler and I was like, no, they explicitly told us not to post anything until the 12th, which was yesterday, which was when my box came in the mail. You know, they sent out this message and they said, don't put anything on social media so there are no spoilers. And then I, of course, went ahead and got a spoiler. And I swear I wasn't looking for it. I think she liked one of my pictures that was just knitting related. And I clicked over there and I saw it. And yeah, I mean, the yarn was like beautiful, great yardage, great brand. Really excited about that. But it was like full on red. You know, I can do like a cranberry or something that's a little more purpley red. Maybe something that would be called like a Merlot. But straight up red, no interest at all. So I'm so nervous to open this now. I mean, it's like not a big deal now that I realize that I can just give it to my mom. It's not the end of the world. It would just be a bummer. I was like really excited for this and it's the first box and I'm just really nervous there's going to be red in here, but we'll see. So I want to run through Fiberista Club really quickly and talk about how it works, what to expect, because this is the first month. So I don't think a lot of people are really going to be doing the videos or talking about it that much online. So you can do month by month or pay in advance. I already said I did month to month. I'm honestly not sure if you can do like 3-month or 6 months chunks. I'll link to the post where I talked about yarn clubs on my blog and hopefully I covered in there. If I didn't, there'll be a link where we can easily figure that info. So when you subscribe, you pick knitting or spinning. You pick your weight, which is like lace to DK, and then I guess it would be a worsted to a bulky, or you can say all weights. You pick color. So for warms, you're going to have your oranges, your reds, your pinks, yellows. You can pick cool, which is blues, greens, purples, indigo, which I guess is really just blue. And then naturals. So that's going to be like grays, browns, maybe some blacks, and then maybe some like totally undyed natural fibers. Maybe, I don't really know. And then you pick your hue. So I think it's, I don't know if it's pastel or muted is the word that they use, or vibrant. So part of me wanted to like, I mean, I have a lot of energy. I'm sure you can tell by now. I'm now realizing, by the way, what it's like for my husband to have to talk to me all the time. And I can see why it would be really exhausting for somebody. So part of me wanted to just like totally micromanage this process and be like, I can only have these colors and these hues and I don't want anything else. But then I realized that's not really in the spirit of what it's for. It's supposed to be a surprise box. So for me, I picked knitting, obviously. My mom and I both want to try spinning. She has, I don't know if I've really talked about it that much. She has sheep on her farm and she has llamas now too. So we are excited to kind of work with that fiber on our own, but this is not the place to deal with spinning. I got the knitting box. And then for weight, I did do lace to decay. And then I said all colors, all hues. And my rationale on the weight was that worst case scenario, if it's a color that I just cannot even deal with, I'll just make some socks. I don't care what color my socks are at all. And now that I realize I could just give it to my mom, it's like not a big deal anyway. So enough talking. Let's just see what I got. This came in the mail yesterday and I totally resisted the urge to, one, look for any more sneak peeks on Instagram like I already accidentally saw this weekend, or two, to take a sneak peek. So we're going to open this together. If I absolutely hate it, hopefully I don't sound like a butthole and cover my emotions pretty well. But hopefully I'm going to love it. We'll see. So this is the box. This is what it looks like when it comes. Mine came USPS. I don't know if they all come that way. You know, we can't get mail delivered to our house because of where we live. So we actually have everything go to the post office. So we had to go pick this up at the post office. I don't know if everybody else just got them in their mailbox or if they did some like FedEx and UPS. I have no idea. So it's sealed with this like, this adorable little sheep sticker right there. And I'll tell you what, the one thing of unboxing videos is that people never have like a knife or a pair of scissors to open the box with, and true to form, I don't either. So I'm just going to use this knitting needle and we'll see. Or not. Oh my god, it's so hard. Yeah. So here we go. This is what the box looks like inside. Hopefully you can see that. I'm covering up everything up so I can't tell what you're seeing. So here's this little card. It says January 2015. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'll scan through it really quickly. So they say, we thought it was appropriate to select Dream in Color, a fellow Windy City business, as our debut yarn. So yay, that's exciting. Your box contains 2 skeins of a base yarn. We've either selected a worsted weight cashmere, which is what that spoiler was, by the way. That's why I thought like maybe I won't get it because I didn't pick worsted. I don't think. Or a sport weight featuring merino cashmere silk and mohair blend. Yeah. So they're releasing patterns electronically. I got an email last night that said that an account has been created for you and this is how you log in. But they said that there were spoilers in there. And since I was saving this to open on camera, I didn't want to log in. So I've been resisting stuff like crazy. Oh, and then they did like a little gift that's with it. So yay, they say February boxes are already in the works and will ship on February 2nd. I did get my billing notification. I was a little worried. I was like, is this literally, I have to redo it every month? But it's not. It's a monthly subscription to it auto bills, which was fine. I got a discount on this one, which was available to everybody. It's nothing that I got myself especially. So I don't get a discount on the second one, but hopefully it's worth it and I just don't even care. So then there's this. It's a little craft envelope. And I guess these are the hang tags that they were talking about. These are adorable, honestly. I tried making my own hang tags with like a stamp kit letterpress to tell people that it was like hand wash only or whatever. So, oh, this is adorable. So the front is like handmade by, especially for, you see that? And then on the back, there's care instructions, and you can just indicate what care instructions are needed. So this is great. I love this. I give knitting gifts all the time, and I always think like, you know, if it's for a baby, I try and use something that's superwash or like an acrylic blend, but I always worry that somebody's just gonna like throw it in the washing machine and ruin all those hours of work, but whatever. I wish they said who made these, because maybe we can figure that out when we log in, because these are adorable, and usually I think the extra gifts are a little cheesy, but these are great. That's awesome. Good. So now it's like a package. It's still, there you go. So I don't even know what's in here, but let's see. Okay, so it's not red. Yeah. Oh, this is awesome. I'm excited. Legitimately, I'm not just faking it. Okay, I'm going to set this aside so it stops making so much noise. This is just my office in the background. That's why I don't have like a very exciting background for you guys. Boom. So this is Dream in Color yarn, Perfectly Posh Sport. It is a Magic Orchid is the color. I mean, it's a pretty true orchid color. I would say it's somewhere between, it's showing really rich on the camera, a little more than it is in real life. I would say that it's like somewhere between a purpley dusty rose. I think it's beautiful, honestly. I've never worked with this kind of color, which makes me happy, because I know I like panic about purples and reds, but this is like a sweet spot. I got something from Knit Picks recently. It was their Hawthorn fingering that had a little bit of the dusty rose color in there. So I love this. I'm pumped. 70% merino wool, 10% cashmere, 10% silk, 10% baby fine mohair. There are 320 yards per skein, hank. I don't know which one you would call this. So the 640 yards, it's going to make a really good size shawl, which is probably what I'll do with it. Yeah, so if you guys want to check it out, I've heard of Dream in Color before. I think they have that Smushy brand, which somebody suggested to me as something that I might like. But this is a sport weight, which I don't use very often, and I happen to think it's beautiful. It's plied, so it shouldn't be very, it's super soft. It shouldn't be very splitty. Splitty, that's not a word. It shouldn't split very easily on the needles. I don't know if you can really. There you go. Yeah. So 2 of those. The only bad part about this is that I might have to text my mom a picture now and tell her that she can't have it, even though I love her. And maybe she'll keep her buffalo and we won't have lovely Kelly Green to work with. So in here, they did, these 2 cards are to refer a Fiberista and get a discount for them, which I think is awesome. It says, share the love, give this card to a friend, and have them visit our website to save 25% off their first subscription. So inevitably, this will end up on the blog. That's probably how you guys found out about it. If you want one of these codes and you're into the idea, I know that they said that a while ago they were close to already selling out of February. So if you do want to do it, you're probably going to have to stay on top of it. But if somebody wants one of these codes, just let me know. So there we go. I would say great success. Super pumped. Super excited. Hopefully this YouTube video isn't too painful, and maybe we'll do it again. Thanks.